Hi, my name is Grant Ryan Miller. I'm a writer, editor, and whatever John needs me to be on Master's Tale. Well, my background, I've been creating stories since I was a little boy, and I ended up going to UL for creative writing as my major and film studies for my minor. I finished in 2020 and ended up working somewhere that had nothing to do with writing until I met John. And thankfully, that ended up being a very good opportunity. Right now, I'm at Anubis Gaming and Hobby in Lafayette. It's a nice little store that we ended up starting out at. One of the things I did end up making for Master's Tale is the race called the Moredo. Now, the Moredo are these shadowy riders that have a lot of history within the world of Master's Tale, but I wanted them to have almost cataclysmic origins. So within the world of Master's Tale, they have the Sundring, which is the, as I said, cataclysmic opening to a large part of the history of Master's Tale. The Moredo are the spawn of this, the primordial ash that comes down from this event of all the burned things. So now they are these shape-shifting desert riders who go around, and some of them don't even know that they themselves are Moredo. They are the perfect infiltrators. So, yeah. Well, with War of the North, you're going, obviously, north to bring some medicine to an ailing princess. But along the way, there are many stops, and several of my fellow writers and I sat down and made different stories for these stops along the way. I made a mystery story. This one down here. It involves an odd coffin and a clue-like game to figure out who is the culprit. The fun thing is it's never the same culprit every time.
This is a way to play murder.
Murder on the Master's Tale Express. Yeah. Well, I'll start with myself and then move on to more local artists. As for myself, I greatly appreciate the output, the way for something that I've written and created to be put out there for people to see. Having your name on the cover of a book is very important for writers, artists, any kind of creators. Having your name on a project basically means you're in for any kind of creator. Local artists will look at this and go, hey, there's something that's being made around here. It's not in New York, it's not in California, it's not halfway across the world or the other way around across the world. It's right here in my own backyard, and I can help. And I can use my talents that I've cultivated to grow not only my career, but the careers of others around me. So that we can have this kind of base of operations within a local sphere that can grow outward, so that people's talents aren't just stuck working with fan fiction. Not that that's a bad thing, but now it's something more real and physical. You have a product in the store, or you have your name attached to this thing. And then you can come to a store and people will... I've had actually people ask me for my autograph, and it was a major confidence boost, I'll say that much. Well, that's so fun. We have a little homeschool group. I say little, and it's usually 13 kids. But they all have such eccentric personalities that we end up, no matter what I end up doing as far as storyline, it always ends up being absurd and insane. Master's Tale, the thing with Master's Tale is it can be molded in different ways. We had our most recent game during May the 4th, which was Star Wars Day. And they asked me, we wanted to do a Star Wars game. I'm like, okay, we're going to try this one. So I kind of mishmashed different Master's Tale things together to try and simulate Star Wars. And it ended up working out pretty well. Sometimes we go on high-seas adventures. Sometimes someone attempts to steal all the food on the ship and then rants at me for why they got caught when rolling a 2. in dexterity. But yeah, it's always fun, at the very least. Alright, well, I'm not going to name any particular system by name, but I will say that there was a very well-known system with starting with one letter, another letter, and then the first letter again. Yeah, that one, you might know of it. Anyway, I played that in college. It was my first role-playing game experience, and we spent an entire weekend making characters for 3 people. It was very boring, and I ended up getting something that I didn't even like, because I didn't know what I was doing. With Master's Tale, it takes at maximum 10 minutes to make a character. Even if you have never played a role-playing game before, even if you don't know a single thing about it, you can just pick up the game and play. It's a lot easier to get into, it's a lot more fun, because by the time you're done, you won't know what you are because you can define what your class is. I've played other different role-playing experiences, and Master's Tale will pretty much always be the one that I will gravitate toward from here on out, no matter what. Well, I'm currently working on a comic. Superhero stuff was my almost childish dream, I will say, from a very young age. And now that I'm finally have my in or my kind of push into the creative medium, I can maybe work on those projects that have been sitting on my computer for years. So, look for that eventually, maybe. And you'll be seeing my name somewhere else.
Goodbye.
Thank you. That was terrible. Oh my gosh, I stumbled so much.
That's okay. We can